Parashat?
Vaykahel.
Parashat Shavua, כן. Parashat Vaykahel. It's about the parasha. We'll talk a little bit about the parasha, but it's more talking about Shabbat. I think maybe we should call it Parashat Shabbat. I don't know. We need to ask, why did the Torah needed to define to us what is a melacha? But by the way, when we talk about melacha, what is melacha? How would you translate melacha in English?
Creative labor.
Creative labor. Creative labor.
Active work.
Action.
Active work.
Active work, creative labor, and so on and so forth. So why did the Torah saw the need, or felt that there is a need to distinguish us, to define to us what is a melacha? And not only that, it based it on melachot, or labor that was done in the Mishkan, in the Tabernacle. I couldn't believe somebody couldn't get it today. And why 39 melachot? Why 39 or avot melacha? We take from them. I mean, they didn't do other things there. Why from there? Why this and why? Why Delilah? So our parasha starts with the commandments of Shmirat Shabbat, keeping Shabbos. ששת ימים תעשה מלאכה, וביום השביעי יהיה לכם קודש, שבת שבתון להשם, כל העושה בו מלאכה יומת. 6 days you're going to do trabajo, do whatever you want. On the 7th day, it's going to be יהיה לכם קודש. This is going to be a holy day, and it's going to be Shabbat, Shabbaton. Complete rest, and this is going to be enough for you. Look at the words. Shabbat Shabbaton Lashem, to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Kol ha'oseh bo melacha, he who does any kind of work, labor, creative labor on that day. Achad dino, mot yumat, death. Then it says, Lo tevaru esh bechol moshvotechem. You should not set fire in all your dwellings. When? B'yom HaShabbat. On Shabbat. It's very interesting how the Torah says that. The Torah says, "Ubiyom HaShabbat." You could have said, "Ubiyom HaShabbat lo taviu kol esh." No, lo taviu kol esh bechol moshvotechem biyom HaShabbat. Right after the Torah tells us about collecting donations for building the Mishkan, which was a big thing. That Am Yisrael was donating all this money and goods and wonderful things to building the Mishkan, which of course bring us to reminding everybody that if you would like to build your own mini Mishkan, you can give us a donation. It will be well appreciated if you go to our Yeshiva site at yeshiva.etzion.com. And if you have any questions, you can go and ask us at Rabbi Gaon at Gmail. Our executive director, Mr. Yonatan, would quickly respond to it, and it will give us the questions, and we will deal with them. So please take advantage of that. So then Chazal says, why is that? What's the reason for the proximity of the subjects coming one next to another? In terms of what the Torah says, Lo ta'aseh kol melacha, right? And the kavanah, the intent was for melacha that wasn't the Mishkan, right? In Masechet Shabbat, in the Gemara, in Daf Mem Tet, Amud Bet. Rashi and the other Rishonim over there deal with that, and the question was asked, and why specifically we using those types of labor that was done in the Mishkan, and to define what is allowed and not allowed for us to do on Shabbat, and why 39 avot melacha were derived from what they did in the Mishkan. Very interesting. Rabbeinu Bachye said the following: is a tremendous chidush that there is a correlation between creation of the world to building the Mishkan. Rabotai, we're going to have some wonderful ideas here, some chidushim. I'm telling you, it will knock your socks off if you're wearing socks. Yes, I hope you do. Right? So he goes, and he goes like this. There's a correlation between creation of the world and Bein the tabernacle. And he says, Keshem sheyesh bevriat haolam shamayim va'aretz, as much as there were heaven and earth in the creation of the world, shehem edut liYisrael b'shmirat haShabbat, that they serve as a testimony for the Jews of keeping the Shabbat. Gam haMishkan, also the tabernacle, Mishkan ha'edut. That's Mishkan is a dwelling. The dwelling of the testimony, that's what he calls. Keshem shebriat haolam has 7 days. The creation of the world has 7 days of creation. Kach b'mishkan yeshivat yemei miluim. What are the yemei miluim?
7 days of inauguration.
7 days of inauguration. They were celebrated for 7 days. Same thing as 7 days of creation of the world. There are 7 days in the Mishkan. And it says the same thing as in creation of the world. It says 32 times the world of Hashem, Elokim, was mentioned until the word la'asot. So is in the Mishkan. Mileh otam chokhmat lev. Lev, the gematria of Lev is 32. That if you want to see that, go look at Rabbeinu Bachye in Sefer Shmot, Lamed Chet Chaf Aleph. Beautiful stuff there. According to Rabbeinu Bachye, the partner in building the tabernacle and establishing becomes, by becoming a partner in that, becomes a partner with HaKadosh Baruch Hu in building the world. But I think that some of you, if not all of you, exactly know where I'm going to go with this. Yeah? If not, I'll see you outside. If a person is shutaf, he becomes a partner. How is he becoming a partner? He gives money, this one gives jewels, this one gives his skills to building the Mishkan. He becomes a partner with the Kadosh Baruch Hu in creation because of this correlation that there is between creation of the world and building the tabernacle. And he says, because HaKadosh Baruch Hu built the world in 6 days, Uvayom HaSheve'i Shabbat v'inafash. In Shmirat Shabbat, when we keep Shabbat, Rabotai, when we keep Shabbat, we give a testimony that there is a creator to the world that created the world in 6 days. Again, I know what science says. However, I don't need to explain to science why HaKadosh Baruch Hu created the world in 6 days. Science needs to understand that. We know how the world was created. According to science, it is only a theory. Today it's good, tomorrow it's not. So when we give this testimony, when we keep Shabbat, look, Rabotai, at what we're doing. 6 days we do work. On Bayom HaShvi'i, on the 7th day, we don't do any melacha. But what kind of a melacha? Only a melacha that has a significance or is similar to the melacha of creating the world. Pay very close attention. If you take each one of the 39 melachot and you break them apart, you would see that there is a motive of creation in them. That's what we call it, creative labor. And these are the melachot who are associated with the Mishkan. That's how we learned it. The connection between Shabbat and the Mikdash, or the Mishkan and then the Mikdash, also is mentioned in Parashat Kedoshim and Parashat Behar. Et Shabtotai Tishmoru, you will keep my Shabbat, you will guard. Not only keep, you will guard it. Tishmoru. If it was only to keep, they would have used a different word. Lishmor is to guard, therefore it is our obligation to guard the Shabbat. Not only to sit like this, I don't care what's going to happen. I need to do whatever necessary to be done in order for the Shabbat to be kept. Whether it's in my house, outside of my house, the responsibility is great. So you need to stand guard. So it says, Et Shabbatai tishmoru, you will guard and keep my Shabbat, umikdashai tirau, and you should have awe for my house, for my temple. Why? Why? Ki ani Hashem, because I'm God. That's why. From the Hekesh, from the proximity of concepts in the Pasuk, Chazal learned, Chachamim, the Rabbanim learned, Shekeshem sheshmirat Shabbat leolam, even the Shabbat is forever. There's not going to be time we're not going to keep Shabbat. Leolam, forever. Even though that there is no Bet Mikdash, the building, Mora Mikdash Kayam leolam. The awe that one should have from the Mikdash is always forever there, which kind of sits with what we were talking about this morning. Remember? We were talking about this morning in the Gemara about the Mikdash coming in, Tameh, Lo Tameh, and so on and so forth. That still is in place. So also now, when unfortunately the Mikdash, our temple, is not built, we still have a chiyuv, an obligation of Morah Mikdash. We can't just walk in there and do whatever we want, not because of the Arabs, and not because of the State Department. Good thing they call State Department, not State Department, because if they would serve steaks as much as they run the state, people will throw them out. Oh, everybody will eat tofu, I think. And that, by the way, it's brought in Safra, in the Safra, in Parashat Kedoshim Gimel. The Ibn Ezra in Sefer Vaykahel says the following. Vaykahel Chavav says the following. And he explains it in a very simple way. Et Morah Mikdash, that all of the Mikdash we're going to fulfill in a complete fashion on Yom Shabbat. That what the Ibn Ezra says, he says something like this. You cannot tell me that you're a secular Jew and you care about the temple. In other words, to what is going on in Israel right now, with the crazy women and the disgraceful human being who is the reform, whatever it is, whatever it is. Yes, we're going to tell you how we're going to run Judaism. Yes, we're going to tell you, and you're going to listen to us. Don't tell me you care about the Kotel. Don't tell me that you care about the temple. Don't tell me that you care about Am Yisrael when you don't care about the Mikdash, when you don't care about Shabbat, because I know you don't keep Shabbat. You can't care about those things if you don't keep Shabbat. It goes hand in hand. Why is it so hot in here? 10 day heat over there. Anyway, and it says, when we're going to come, as it says in Sefer Yeshaya, Isaiah 66, verse
24.
Wow, 23.
Wow.
Man, you guys, I like that. As it says, Midei Shabbat b'Shabbato, every Shabbat, Yavo kol basar lishtachavot lefanai, amar Hashem. Everybody's going to come and bow down for me. Every Shabbat, Shabbat b'Shabbato. On that, Chachamim said something very, very interesting. There is a Isur Yetziah Mechutz LaTchum. You're not allowed to leave the Tchum on Shabbat. And the Tchum is 2,000 Mama, which translates into yards or miles.
1 kilometer.
About 1 kilometer, which is a 0.6 about of a mile. And it says, why is that? So everybody will be close to the Mishkan, close enough so they can go and pray on Shabbat in front of the Aron. That's in Yalkut Shimoni. It's brought in Yalkut Shimoni on Sefer Bamidbar. In Masechet Shabbat, going back to Masechet Shabbat, in Daf Yud Amud Bet. Masechet Shabbat, in Daf Yud Amud Bet, it says, Bet HaMikdash Vet Shmirat Shabbat, that the temple and keeping Shabbat remind us and all the nations that there is God in the world. You can erase him and take the plaque down. You can erase it from the dollar. We know that there is God. We don't need any reminder that there is God. How? We keep Shabbat and we have all from the Mikdash. And it says, these are gifts that Kadosh Baruch Hu gave to Am Yisrael by giving us Shabbat and by building the Mikdash. That by doing so, we are publicizing the fact of that there is God in the world, and we're spreading His name out in the world, so everybody would know that there is HaKadosh Baruch Hu. As much as Shabbat is Mekor HaBracha, right? Ki Mekor HaBracha, right? Lecha dodi likrat kala, right? So says the Mishnah in Masechet Sotah in Daf Memchet Amud Aleph. That the Mikdash also is Mekor HaBracha. Our temple is also a source of a bracha. Since the temple is destroyed, one major source of bracha of Am Yisrael was taken. The only other source of bracha that was left in the world for us is Rabotai Shabbat. And it says, Vaykahel Moshe et kol adat bnei Yisrael vayomer alehem. And Moshe gathered all the people around, all the Jews, and he said to them, Sheshet yamim ta'aseh melacha. 6 days you're going to do work. Uvayom hashvi'i yeh lachem kodesh. It'll be holy for you. Shabbat, Shabbaton leHashem. Rabotai, there are things in the world that if they would not existed, we will have to invent them. Shabbat is one of them. Yes, there were periods in history that people thought that you could do without Shabbat, without a day off, right? In Russia, Yalla ta'avod kemo chamor, work, trabajo. But everybody remember the times the Jews were blamed for being lazy. You're wasting precious time. You are not working at full capacity. Today everybody knows, and look at this influence. Yes, I know some do it on a Sunday, some do it on a Friday, but everybody recognized the fact that you can't work 7 days a week. The whole world. Slowly, they'll get there. Slowly, they'll get there. The problem is not with the nations. The problem is with us. When we don't keep Shabbat, we give a poor testimony of the importance of Shabbat. But look at the influence we have. Especially in today's day and age, my goodness, the rush that we have, the speed that we have, the stress of achieving, the stress is killing us. We need a day to kind of wind out. That does not mean going to the mall. Elia. Baruch Hashem, when you have Shabbat appropriately, when you're doing Shabbat appropriately, the 6 days after that are going to be completely different. If you want to know why your week was lousy, look at the Shabbat beforehand, how you kept it. The Shabbat reveals something very good and great and important on us. Even the people who are addicted to I don't know, they're heavy duty addicted to things, I don't know, telephones. Oh, telephone, yeah, you on your phone, addicted to a telephone. What did you do before this phone, right, Jonathan? Yeah, I know. You ever try to sit on phone? Or for example, smoking. Who smokes here? Good. If you do, I'll take you outside. Poke your eyes out. Can't smoke, Rabotai. Can't smoke. Think about it. Who wants to kiss an ashtray? You smell. I was walking today. I was in a supermarket. I was looking for stuff to buy. All of a sudden, somebody came and I smelled smoke. I said, Ribono shel olam. Says reach. He was just from his clothes. Even if you're the biggest smoker, on Shabbat, You would not. Internet, you don't check it. Shabbat, you're not. You reveal to yourself that you have the abilities to disconnect, if you want, from your greatest addictions. And it's a fascinating thing, right? And I think it's an unbelievable liberating feeling to know that. All week long, give me this one a second. All week long, right, your phone is connected to your vein here. It's like you're walking like a junkie. Telephone. Right? How many times you check your WhatsApp today? Your phone was off, nobody called you. How many times you turn it on to see if somebody texted you? It would ring, wouldn't it? But you still checked it. Shabbat, Vayinafash, Baruch Hashem. I can do it if I want. Again, you learn a lot. However, you should know that this is only the first level. Shabbat as a day of rest for the body and the soul is just the first level, the first floor. On that, we need to build the second floor. We need to pour into this day not just the concept of rest, but we should enrich this day and pour into it some deep spiritual meaning as well. To use this time to spiritual enrichment, to fill yourself up spiritually. They say to charge your batteries, but your spiritual batteries. When you go on vacation, that does not happen to you. When you go on a cruise, getting seasick, I don't know, whatever it is that you go, you empty in your pocket, get drunk and eat like a pig. That's not charging your batteries. Charging your batteries is putting that. If you keep Shabbat the right way, you don't need that. You don't need to go to Acapulco. You don't need to go to Punta Cana. Where? Bora Bora. Tora, not Bora Bora. You don't need that. If your wife tells you, I need to go on vacation, say, listen, why didn't you keep Shabbat the right way? Start reading Tehillim. Seriously. If you keep Shabbat the right way, you don't have this need. It fills you up with spirituality. We need to use this day to learn Torah, to pray. Day like this, when you do it the right way, that physical stop that you took allows you to fill yourself spiritually. A day like this can really help you reorganize your internal world, your world inside, to sit down and evaluate. You can't think about work, you can't think about anything. Start to examine, where is it that you're really going in your life? To do the cheshbon nefesh. That's why you're not allowed to think about business on Shabbat. If you think about business on Shabbat, if you're learning for a test, I don't care what test you have, you can't learn. That's it. No learning for tests on Shabbat. Let me tell you something. If you were dead, would you be able to learn for the test? I didn't think so. Shabbat, you're dead. No tests. So you failed. It's okay. If you failed because you didn't learn on Shabbat, I'll tell you the following. You would have failed anyway. And if you passed without learning on Shabbat. You don't have emunah. That's your problem. Leave everything. Evaluate yourself. All of a sudden you might realize, golly, I don't want to become a dentist. I want to become a tax lawyer. Finally find the right things connected to your body. Hey, I got them. I can make decisions. Right, Moshe? Right, Moshe? Smile, Moshe. Right? And that's a very, 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 very important thing to do. It's a day like this. You should assort and strengthen your priorities. Sit down and prioritize your life. What's really important in my life? Would allow you to go to a new week as a new man. a new person, knows what he's doing, his understanding operates according to his priorities in which he evaluated. Every day like this, when you celebrate Shabbat like this, every day you're going to miss the next Shabbat. Your day, your life will take a totally different turn. And maybe you understand now what I'm saying to you all the time. I miss Shabbat. Almost say Shabbat already. I want Shabbat to come. So when we can do it. We can do it. So when we don't do melacha on Shabbat, when we're sitting down, and resting on Shabbat, that lack of action or activity could be interpreted as laziness. You could say, "Oh, you're lazy. All you do is eat and drink. Right? Lazy." But getting together and learning halachot Shabbat, learning Torah in regards to Shabbat, comes to indicate to us, and we learn by it, that not doing anything is really an agreement, an understanding to us as well, and mainly to us, that there is a master to this universe. There is a Kadosh Baruch Hu in the world. And I'm resting, not because I'm lazy, I'm acknowledging God because He told me to do that. That's a very, very important thing. And when we do so, we crown HaKadosh Baruch Hu in His world. That's why we say Keter on Shabbat. Learning Torah on Shabbat. Learning Torah on Shabbat turns the Yom Menucha she'ata rotzeh ba. HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants us to rest like this. HaKadosh Baruch Hu doesn't want you to rest like, in the fog of alcohol or vodka that you would consume all of your meal. That's not menucha that HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants. Okay, you're not violating, but that's not what He wants you to do. Menucha shlema she'ata rotzeh ba, yakiru banecha v'yidu et shimcha, and they should know your name. How? Through the menucha. That's what HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants. And as we say, Yakiru banecha v'yidru ki mitchai menuchatam v'al menuchatam, and on this rest, what will happen? Yagdishu et shemecha. We are mekadesh shem shamayim by keeping Shabbat. Rabotai, you don't need to jump out of buildings. You don't need to become a chas v'shalom, a suicide bomber, and all this kind of like mishugat that those idiots are doing. All you got to do is keep Shabbat with a smile on your face, and you are sanctifying God's name in His world. Now you understand why Shmirat Shabbat is compared with the whole entire Torah Kula, because if you kept Shabbat, you're guaranteed to have Chelek Le'olam Abba. Because everything is dependent on that. If I'm learning Torah and I'm doing the mitzvot, is to understand that there is God to this world, I can keep Shabbat and do this just like that. That understanding, if we understand that, and this is for you guys, the Chevre who run the minyan here on Shabbat, and learn the learning on Shabbat, and if you're not learning here, you should come and learn. And I'll tell you the following, to the older guys, come and learn with the young guys. Because that is important, and I'll show you how. When you are gathering, you're doing Vaykahel, like Moshe Rabbeinu, Vaykahel at Bnei Israel, V'amor lahem, and he told them, Shmor Shabbat, that Vaykahel of learning Torah on Shabbat is an unbelievable thing. But learning Torah on Shabbat in a chavurah, in a group of people, is something that there is nothing like it. And why is that? Rabotai, you had enough to eat. You had enough to eat. Sit down together on Shabbat. You're hearing yourself. 20, 30 people learning Torah. Rock the house. That is something that you have no idea how important it is. Why is that? Because the essence is not only to learn Torah. Why? Because if we're just learning Torah, so if you are Talmidei Chachamim, Ari, and so on and so on and so forth, right? You could learn just like this at home. You don't have to come to shul. You can do so at home. And your learning probably would have been just as good. But the goal is what we call the gathering. Itkansut, Vaykahel. That understanding that Kabbalat Torah, when we received the Torah, and when Moshe gave us the halachot of Shabbat, was betzibur, was with a group of people together. That togetherness influenced each and every one of us just for the fact that we are together. Everybody feels by doing so that he's a part of something. If you feel that you're a part of something, hey, you know that you are never lost. You are part of something great. You're never going to be depressed that you're alone, because you know there's a lot of people and you're a part of something so wonderful. That gathering is important. And it is even more than that. Am Israel as a united nation is the fact that puts HaKadosh Baruch Hu king in the world. And I'm going to tell you something that is mind-boggling. Mamash mind-boggling. From Yalkut Shimoni. Yalkut Shimoni in Parashat Yitro goes like this. I mean, it's scary. V'atem edai ne'um Hashem v'ani el. You are my witnesses, and I am God. Tana Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai. Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai said, Im atem edai, if you are my witnesses, ani el, I am God. En atem edai, you're not my witnesses, kivyachol, ani lo el. It will seem like I am not God. In other words, when those guys come and knocking on your door, they J witnesses, tell them, Habibi, you're not the witness, you are a false witness, I am the witness. And how am I the witness? Because God said I'm a witness. Why? Because we receive the Torah and we keep Shabbat. This is our testimony. We are the witnesses. It is unbelievable. So when we get down together and we learn, we crown HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That is a divine revelation. And that divine revelation will come only when we are as an Am, as a nation, together, not as individuals. The greatest person could not reach the level that Hashem's name would be called upon him. That comes in Vaykahel. We're coming together in a tzibur, as a nation, as a nation that has all components in it. There are righteous people in it, there are average people in it, and there are some wicked people in it. We need them all. What puts them together? The unity. How did they united? They're coming together, and they revealed, and they find out, and they explore the kingship of HaKadosh Baruch Hu in this world. Rabotai, this is why it is important for you guys to learn together on Shabbat. Eat a piece of herring and learn a daf. But don't learn a word and eat like a... You know what? You should tell the old people or the older people, and you should tell them to watch this and listen to the shiur. Maybe they would actually appreciate what you guys do here. Right, Manny? No, little Manny with the phone that I want to break. This is something that is unbelievable. Listen, Manny, Tzaddik, Bata ad lepo, you came all the way here. And now, instead of listening, you're playing with the phone, put the phone down. Now, especially in days like we are today, the days of division, and we are not united, that should guide us. That should guide us together. Everybody hates each other in our people. You know, this is a way that we connect. Am Yisrael can connect together. As they say in the Daf Yomi, right? You have the Mishnah from Eretz Israel, you have the Gemara from Bavel, you have Rashi from Spain, you have from Germany, France, you have Tosfot, you have the Rif, Kol Am Israel is in the Shas. Sit down and learn. Sit down and learn Torah. Don't listen to lectures. Listening to lectures, you're going to miss your phone. You're going to start talking. Be active. When you are on Shabbat, you need to learn, not to be spectator. This is not the NFL. You need to learn. Get yourself a group. Don't be embarrassed. You all know more than Rabbi Akiva when he was 40 years old, don't you? You know how to read. He didn't know how to read. However, he became Rabbi Akiva, and you won't. Don't worry. Sit down with the chevre. Sit down with the young guys. Learn Gemara with them. Learn Halacha with them. Rock the house. Tell them, keep the food for the other ones. Keep it for Sunday. We are learning now. Not only want to become together, we're actually going to connect to HaKadosh Baruch Hu as our Abba Sheba Shamayim, as a Father in heaven. This is how we connect to Him. Now, we know that building the Mishkan and placing the Shekhinah in it among Am Yisrael were the signs that the Chet HaEgel, the sin of the golden calf, was forgiven. And Chet HaEgel, he says, Vaykahel ha'am al Aaron, and the nation gather on Aaron. And here it says, Vaykahel Moshe et kol adat bnei Yisrael. You see, Vaykahel. Two different things. When it's good, we gather together for Torah. When it's bad, what do? We eat and we drink and we're joking around. If you sit and eat and joke around, you're building an egel. If you gather together and you learn Torah, you're fixing it. Think about what I just told you very carefully. Yes, on Shabbat you can build your own egel. Just as much as they built the egel when Moshe went up to Shamayim. Su'udah Shlishit is important. Take a piece of cake and eat and start learning. Don't make here Roman orgies of food. Who needs this? It's wrong. And I'm telling you it's wrong. Sit down and learn. And he says, and here Moshe, and on the Egel, the Erev says, Ele Elokecha Yisrael, this is your God Israel. And here Moshe Rabbeinu says, Ele hadvarim asher tziva Hashem. Look, similar, the same thing. Midah keneged midah, to fix what it was. You won't learn Torah, you will do Avodah Zarah. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. More than that, the Orach Chaim says, Sha'oved Avodah Zarah, a person who did what idol worshiping, Avodah Zarah, Ke'ilu avar al kol Torah kula, like he violated the whole entire Torah. Am Yisrael now needs to fix all the 613 mitzvot that they did with the Egel. How do we do that? We do so, as we said before. Keep Shabbat. Shabbat shkula, keneged, right? Because a person who kept Shabbat, ki'ilu kiyem kol Torah kula. And it says further in Masechet Shabbat, it says in Masechet Shabbat Daf Tet Zayin, kol ha-meshamer Shabbat ki'ilchato. More than that, even if a person was oved avodah zarah kedor enosh, he was immersed in avodah zarah, and he kept Shabbat appropriately, mochalim lo, he's been forgiven. That's how Shabbat is important. That's why, Rabotai, we have the commandment of lo taviru esh b'moshvotechem. When we say esh, not only fire, we're talking about esh ha-machloket, of disagreement, of being angry and yelling. That esh brings chilul Hashem and is bad. Lehavdil, gathering of Torah brings to our hearts together and to Kiddush Hashem. And we're going to finish here. The power that this parasha gives us or comes, or through this Vaykahel, this gathering together, even in the external reality in which we all live in, but also in the reality that happens to all of us internally. To gather all our abilities, all our kochot around the Kedusha. We have abilities. We are able to do a lot of things. But do we take our powers and abilities and we put it to work around the Kedusha? Is this the focal point of our lives? Or chas v'shalom, tum'ah? You need to ask those questions to yourselves. It is very important. Shabbat will help you do that. Around this unbelievable gift of Shabbat that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave us, or because of that, we can start rooting and directing our kochot, our abilities, to Kedusha rather than to Ma. Rabotai, there is no such thing as being machmir on Shabbat. Instead of chumrah on Shabbat, call it love. Is there an end to a love? There's no end to love. There's no end to how much a person wants to do more on Shabbat. Not because he's afraid. Now that you understand what Shabbat is all about, how can you not be machmir? How could you daven 2.25 minutes after sunset on Shabbat? What? You don't want to do Kiddush Hashem? Would you rather jump off a building? What's the problem here? It's a matter of an attitude. And our attitude, Rabotai, sometimes stinks. We don't understand what Shabbat is. We think Shabbat is a prison. We think Shabbat is difficult. I never felt Shabbat is difficult. For me, it's a wonder that we don't do 2 days of Galuyot on Shabbat. I would have been very happy. Mayesh. Ramalo. I want 2 days. And it says, when a person leaves all his divrei chulin, all his nonsense, and comes to shul to learn Torah in a kvutza with a group or with a chevruta, he's connecting himself to the light, to the bracha. Kol melachtav naaset me'atzmo. Everything that needs to be done is done by itself. Shabbat is doing this, taking care for him. His parnasah is taken care of. Don't worry about it. Why? Because you're connected to the light. A person gathers, he's doing his own Vaykahel. He's gathering his family around his table. He's doing his holy gathering of his family around his table. Ah, what a wonderful thing that is. Families who don't keep Shabbat, what are they missing? They have kids and they never get to spend time with the kids. Work hard all week long. On Shabbat, everybody around the table. You look at this and you say, you know what? Baruch Hashem, I'm blessed. I have a wife, I have sons, I have daughters. I'm blessed. It's not so bad. I have koach. I can do so. You say some divrei Torah, you make kiddush. Wonderful. This is connecting to the kedusha of Shabbat. On Shabbat also, as I said to you, find the inside point inside of you, that holy point inside of you, the place in which your extra neshama dwells in on Shabbat. Find that and gather all your being around it. Gather all your abilities around it. And Rabotai, if you do so, I guarantee to you, your life is not going to be the same. Change your attitude toward Shabbat. Change the way you look at it. And you will not only have Chayei Olam Haba, you will also have Chayei Olam Hazeh, because this life is going to be worth living for. Shabbat Shalom.